Hi folks, it's Andy. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to another episode of Kendo Video Feedback. Okay, so here we are today with a Kendo video feedback episode. Basically, in these videos, you lovely viewers send me some footage of you doing Kendo. It could be a grading, which is, I think, is what we're looking at today. It could be a shiai, could just be your practice. And I usually give you some feedback on how you can sort of improve or maybe work towards the next grade or whatever. And hopefully everybody benefits from it is the idea. Seems to be a popular series. Thank you very much to people that send the videos in. If you'd like to send a video in as well, you can do so. The best way to do it is to upload a video to YouTube and set it to a unlisted status. And then share that link with me. Okay, if you put it to unlisted, then no one else can see the video except the people who have the link. So just share the link with me and I can do it. That's the very best way for me to do it because I can do all the controls and stuff in the appropriate way. So we'll have a look at this in a second. Before we do, a couple of important things. First one, of course, is I don't want any negative, silly comments. We never get them. I'm sure it's not because I say this every time. I'm sure it's because the people that are watching this are already fantastic, kind-hearted individuals. But don't put any rubbish, negative comments in there. If you think you can do better, send us the video and I'll be the judge of that. All right? Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Most importantly, keep the channel going. Keep these videos coming. I've been putting loads of content up recently. I've been putting clips up from the recent How to Win Shiai seminar that I did in the northwest of the UK. That was a great seminar, really, really successful. I filmed loads of clips. Obviously, it's not the entire contents of the seminar. You had to be there to really benefit from that. But for those of you that couldn't make it, there are some clips that I have uploaded of some of the key instructions that I gave different waza. There's more to come as well, so check those out. I've got a new video series in production at the moment. Probably won't be starting to come out for another couple of months or so because it takes a lot of production, but I think it's going to be a really good one. All this stuff comes to you free of charge, of course. The way you support it is by shopping at KendoStar.com. That's my website. It sells the best Kendo equipment in the world. So of course I'd say it's brilliant, but everyone agrees with me, the best rated. You get amazing Kendo gear, which is what you need anyway to do Kendo, right? We get to keep the channel rolling. Everyone's a winner. All right, so shop at KendoStar.com. Right, so we'll have a look at this now. Let me see if I can make the video itself a little bit bigger. It's not the most amazing quality video. It was sent to me via Facebook. So their compression's not amazing. So hence we don't have an amazing video quality this time. This is why, like I say, next time, could just upload it to YouTube. That's probably the best way. All right, I don't have the best control over stuff either. Little message for the person that sent it to me. I'm not going to give away their identity, but this is a grading for EQ. It says, "Thank you, Andy. I really appreciate it. It's been a long time coming because with an Achilles tendinopathy. So I think that's a kind of operation on your Achilles and the advent of COVID. I'd like to put forward my video of my EQ exam for the analysis video, if that's okay. Yep, so that's what we're doing now. I wasn't happy with my ki and breathing in my Kirikaishi, nor for my zanshin throughout. I felt very stiff in my tachi because my left foot was becoming numb due to my injury. Understandable. But I tried hard to show good posture, kikentai ichi, and with my strikes. The door wasn't actually something I had planned until I realised I could get one because hitting men on the taller gent was difficult at the time. So we've got that to look forward to. And for my second tachi, I found it to be hard, but I still attempted, other than going for kote or renzoku kote men. I'm the one on the left side. receiving the Kirikaishi in the second video. So I believe this is a successful IQ exam. All right, so we've been looking at all sorts of different exams recently. We've been looking at Dan grades. I think we looked at a 3rd or 4th Dan recently. We've looked at quite a lot. This is obviously a sort of newer one. This one's an IQ exam. So he says on the left here, I'm pretty sure this is the first video he sent. So I'm pretty sure it's this one. Let's have a look. Good start. Good ki. Okay, good. Nice. Good, okay. We'll look at the last one. Very good, very good. Okay, perfect. No problem. No problem for IQ there. Totally see that's a fair pass for Kirikaishi. Here's what I want you to do. Now here's a problem. I don't know how to like, happens if I press this? No. So I can't do frame by frame on this because it's not YouTube. So, and I don't know how to do it. But there's 2 things. I think there's 3 points I want you to work on for your Kirikaishi going forward. All right, first is your first men strike. All right. Well, the Shomeuchi, okay, on all of them. This one. I want you to avoid going 1, 2, 3 this way, all right? It's a habit, lots of us do, but it's best not to, all right? If you want to improve at Kendo, the best thing to do when you do Kirikaishi, step in to your cutting distance, hold your kamae, men, okay? Yeah, far distance, step in, men. Not the sugiashi, which is 1, 2, 3, like this, all right? So not bam, bam, bam in terms of your footwork, but yeah, step in, men, yeah? So that you are striking men from your chudan no kamae. That isn't what you're doing here. You're stepping out with your right foot, you're lifting your hands as your left foot comes out, and then you're stepping forward to hit. All right, you're not striking from your actual chudan no kamae. All right, so that's the first thing I want you to fix. Okay. Second is immediately after that, as you close into your opponent, I don't want you to stop. All right. Now look, this person obviously expected to receive tai atari, and you expected to go straight. Both versions of Kirikaishi exist, where you do men tai atari, then sayu men, or you do men and the motodachi goes back as you get closer and you go straight into sayu men. Both of those exist in the same Kendo world that we live in. So sometimes we end up with partners who do the opposite one to what we normally do. That's not a problem if you are able to cope with it, all right? Because all you have to do is, if you're doing the one you're doing, which is the man, this is my preferred one actually. I know in my 0 to Shodan I teach doing the tai atari, but in recent months, I guess recent years actually, I've moved away from that, and I prefer Kirikaishi without the tai atari actually, which is a topic for another video. But that's what you're doing here. So man, and if they go to receive tai atari, that's fine, because your hands are out in front anyway. You can keep going forward. They will receive it as if they would a tai atari, and they'll go back for you if you keep going forward, because they'll receive it as they would a tai atari, okay? I don't want you to train into this kind of man, stop, men. It should be men, yeah? Or if you do tai atari, men, tai atari, men. There shouldn't be a break. Right? If you do the tai atari, it shouldn't be men, tai atari, stop. Men. Yeah? It should be men, tai atari, men. Or no tai atari, men. Okay? It's really important, actually. Okay? Do this break here. Right, and then the last thing, your kikentai no ichi is out of whack with your sayu men, all right? It's super common, super normal. It's not unusual at all, especially at Ikyu. It's fine for Ikyu. You probably get through Shodan with it as well. But for me, when people start getting to like Nidan, definitely Sandan, I'm probably going to fail people for this if I was on the grading panel. Unlikely I'll be on the grading panel, to be fair, but if I were, that's where I would be. Because what you're doing here is I can't slow this down to see it properly, right? But if I was to slow it down sort of in the way the rhythm looks, you're hitting as you step out with the right, and then lifting as your left comes up, hit as the right goes out, up as the left comes up. So it kind of goes men, 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 yeah? Men, 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 men. Well, that isn't what should be happening. Yeah, your feet should move together and your strike comes pretty much on the left foot. Men, 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 men. Not men, 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 men. All right, I don't know if I can really demonstrate that very well without being able to slow this down. But I don't know if you can see this rhythm of your Kirikaishi here. Men, 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 down. Do you know what I mean? Like, down, up, down, up, down, up. And it has to be men, men, men. It's not. So your asabaki and your shinai, they're out of sync. All right. So you're not striking with ichibyoshi, which is a one-step rhythm. Okay. Definitely to fix that in the coming years. All right. You'll get through Shodan with it. All right. You'll get through Shodan with it. But for me, I think that's one of the sticking points between Shodan and Nidan. All right, let's have a look at your Keiko. Okay. 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 I'm slightly concerned that your techniques are entirely reactive to the other person, and haven't seen you attack at men yet, right? Now, I'm not saying you should only attack specific waza or you have to attack specific waza, but like for Ikkyu, what you just need to show that you can do the strike with Kikentai no Ichi. That's all you have to do. And it's not really coming off with these little sort of kote shots or this kind of door strike. Yeah, you know, it's going to just be better for you to just... I know the guy's taller, but okay, there we go. All right, fine. Look, the way you're doing it is fine, all right? So it's just your mental approach. I want to see you be a little bit more keen to go there and strike him, rather than it does seem a little bit like you're almost waiting for him to come to you all the time. This is fine for Ikkyu. It's probably fine for Shodan, but it going forward, in terms of your actual mental approach to the Keiko, I want to see you be a bit more proactive. It's not something to fail on. It's not technically mostly good. Your door strike needs work, definitely. Let's have another look. Okay, so again, I know you've got the issue with your left leg, which you've said about the Achilles tendon thing, but you still need to be using that to launch forward with the Kumikomi. Well, here's this door. No, it's not there. This bit, okay. So this is a well-seen door, very good, well-seen Nuki door, but you need to improve the quality of the strike going forward. Probably, for me, this would be a red flag if it was a Sandan exam, all right? For a Sandan. Nidan, I'd probably let you get away with it, all right? Now, we're looking at Ikkyu, all right? So it's all good. But I want you to be able to come back to this video and look at it again in the future. Can you see how after you hit door, your right hand sort of went this way? Now, it's true that after striking door, you can let go briefly with the left hand, but what you sort of did was kind of like this way, kind of really flew out this way, and your sort of hands are this way. It shows that your strike was entirely carried out using your right hand, yeah? This way, like this, rather than pa-pam. And you sometimes can take the left hand off in order to facilitate the dynamics of getting past the, you know, getting out of the way of the other person, this way. What you don't want to do is like this. You see what I mean? Because you're left in this very not exposed, but it's very obvious. This part, you see how the shinai is like this? Yeah, I can't stop freeze frame it, but it just shows that it's 100% right hand. So there's a technical issue there with your door strike. All right. In the Q grade level tournament, probably I'd award Ippon for this. But if it was a open tournament, I'm not going to give you Ippon for that because it's Kentai Fuichi. It's not Kentai no Ichi. Okay. But good overall, good Shinsa. Last thing I'd say as well is after kote, I want you to get rid of this pose here. Yeah, that's not how you need to finish kote. This way, keep your posture straight. Keep the shinai in front of you. Yeah, you're moving in the right way after debano kote. This way, but not this way. Okay, it's super common. It's not just you. Loads of people do it. That's why I'm telling you. All right. So I'm picking up on it. So very good, very good. Definitely a good pass. I like how you're doing proper zanshin. You're not doing this silly massive swings of the shinai that everybody does, and it just looks like you know, it looks like a kind of contrived situation. Like, you know, your partner, don't know who your partner is, but your partner, I'm not here to criticize your partner, but normally you'll find this is what everybody does in an IKU exam, just this. Like this, and there's no zanshin, there's no reason for the shinai to come all the way over his head. And I'm sure you passed as well. Wouldn't be surprised if he did. But it's just not real. It's contrived. It's contrived. It's not how you're supposed to do keiko. All right? What you're doing is how you're supposed to do keiko. Just like to see you be a little bit more proactive about how you get your ippon. All right? Right, let's have a look at your next match. Okay. So you should be receiving Kirikaishi this time. Does that mean you've moved to the right? I think so. Yeah, I think you've moved to this side. Okay. I'd like to just pick up on your sonkyo a bit as well, all right? Your back needs to be straighter with your head over your hips, all right? The minute you're sort of leaning forward and sort of squatting forward, when it wants to be straight, okay? That'll give you more stability. Okay, so we're looking at receiver here. Okay, so he actually messed up the footwork there, but not the end of the world for IKU, I guess. Got it right that time though, so I guess they let you off. But you see how this is not just your fault, your partner's at fault with this as well. See how you ended over here, but you started over here? When you do Kirikaishi, you should start and finish at the same place. All right, you should start and finish at the same place. So that's an important point. That's both of your faults, not just the attacker's fault. You have to have aiki. You have to work together. Good kote. You're sort of just relying on the same waza now, though. Yeah, this is fine. Nice men. You got the fumikomi going though for the most part. So that's good. But like, I'm a bit concerned of your over reliance on this debano kote. You've got a good sense and good timing for it, which is great. It's great. Don't lose that. But like I think you've done 4 waza and 3 of them have been that debano kote so far. This men as well, nice. I'm glad, you know, it was okay. Problem is it was too late because it's totally reactionary and you just did it on the spot, kind of like this. You didn't sort of do any sort of proper launch into Fumikomi. This is beyond IQ level, but for your Shodan, you need to be a little bit sharper on things like your distance and your Fumikiri, which is kicking off from the left leg. I understand you've had an injury on that, I know that, but I know lots of people that have had that same sort of thing and they can still do it. So I'm sure you'll be able to as well. I'm not asking you to jump like the length of a football field, you know? So you see this problem I'm talking about? This problem I'm talking about here, where you end up with this situation. I'm not talking about your opponent here. You've done the right thing by keeping your eyes there. But there's this sort of whole break in the grading. We really need to get rid of this idea. Especially in like IQ Shodan exams. So there's no need for you as well. There's no need for you to go all the way over here. You could stop now and return to Kamai. I don't know how I've somehow skipped. I must have clicked the wrong button. Yeah, right. You didn't need to end up over here. You did not need to end up over here. You could have hit here. You actually, I don't think that was a good kote. So you have to be able to recognize that as well. You have to know when your strikes are good or not. Yeah, you didn't actually hit anything. You should have stopped here, returned Kamai, and followed for the next one. That is Zanshin. That is Zanshin. All right? Instead, there's this massive break in the grading that just kind of burns the time that you've got to impress the panel. All right? So, like to see you be a little bit more switched on in terms of engaging with your partner. Again, you know, after striking, you don't need to be going to the other side of the room. I appreciate that you are keeping your eyes on them, which is much better. But here, failed strike, bam, back in Kamai, boom, next one. Yeah, that's what I'd like to see more of, all right? Ikkyu, no problem. Shodan, I'd definitely like to see more awareness in that regard. And definitely by Nidan, that is what I'd be looking for. Okay, but overall, congratulations on passing your Ikkyu. Work on that Sonkyo, make sure you got a nice straight back. I want to see you be more proactive in your Keiko. Don't over-rely on your degote. It's a great waza to have, but you don't want to be kicking out like, you know, especially as you start going towards Shodan, Nidan, stuff like that. You don't want to just be relying on the same waza the whole time. You know, especially as you start getting towards Nidan, Sandan, you're going to have to start showing that you know more than one or two waza. And yeah, keep that awareness on the opponent. Doesn't need to be a massive break in it. All right. Good job. Congratulations on passing the IQ again. I'm sure you'll be fine for Shodan. Do your best in your training for it. And I'd love to see how you get on. Thank you for sending it to me. Thank you for joining me today for this video, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Shop at KendoStar. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.